Hey guys, how's it going today? BOJoeKO here, and we are back with our NHL 15 GM mode commentary following the Vancouver Canucks. And we are here in the year number two off season, and we're going to get started with the re-sign stages here. Hopefully get started with free agency as well, and all that fun stuff. So the usual kind of re-sign, scouting, making trades kind of video for you guys today. So let's get started. So a bunch of you guys were giving me your suggestions too about what to do for some players regarding signings and whatever. Big question that came up was definitely regarding the Sedins, about what we do with them. What we should do with the Sedins going forward, and honestly I think I'm going to hold on to the Sedins. I want them to, as much as I don't want to, as much as I think I could definitely trade them and get a lot back for them, they're still relatively young, like 30 in their 30s, and I kind of want them to retire as Vancouver Canucks. So that's just kind of the way I want to do it. I want it to be a little bit realistic in a sense. Even though we've already had one non-realistic thing with Alex Galchenyuk getting signed, but still, I kind of want the Sedins to retire in Vancouver, so we'll have to fight through this here. So, 14 mil to sign all of our guys left, and we're going to get Eddie Lack started. So, Eddie Lack, Ryan Miller's contract is up at the end of this, under next year, so depending what happens with Ryan Miller and depending what happens with the Vancouver Canucks this year, Ryan Miller could possibly get traded. And now, if he gets traded, that means Eddie Lack will probably be the starter next year for 1 year, because I don't think Polvika and/or Auger, moreover Polvika than Auger, I don't think they'll be ready as NHL starters next year. But I think the year after that, one of them will definitely be ready, and that way Eddie Lack can just play the goaltender for the next year, and then we'll kind of go on a mini 2-year rebuild with some of the guys on our team. So I think that's a definitely good plan to take. We'll re-sign Eddie Lack for, I believe, 2 years if we can get him there. Yeah, 2 years, that's what he wants, and doesn't want that much anyway, which is good. All right, so a 2-year deal, 1.4, so 1.325 for Eddie Lack for 2 years on a one-way deal. Offer that to him, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so that's it for the goaltenders on the main roster. Yeah, that's pretty much it for everybody. Miller, Olga, Provlika, Bowman, we're going to leave unsigned because we already have these two goaltenders playing equal starts in the minors. We don't want to throw a third guy in there to make it even more trouble. Even though he has medium potential as an NHL backup, he's 18 years old. He's got a long way to go. Leave him unsigned. Let him play in the juniors. Okay. Alright, so now for the defenseman here. Dan Hamhuis. Let's definitely get Dan Hamhuis back on the team. Offer contract for Dan Hamhuis. Alright, so he wants 4 years. He kind of maybe wants to retire here as well. I'm going to give him a 3-year deal. And it's be 5. So that would be 5 and then 2. So that would be, what, 4 points. Right, yeah, 500K and then 2.5. So that would be 7. So roughly around 4.3, I can probably get Dan Hamhuis back for 3 years. Roughly around 4.3 for 3 years. He'll probably get traded sometime down the line, but for right now, that's fine for Dan Hamhuis. 4.3 for another 3 more years, especially with Edler's deal and Tanev and Spezza ending next year. Both of them at 26. Both ages 84. We could probably make a decision on one of them and release one of the other. Alright, Bobby Sanguinetti, we're going to release him. We can maybe pick up another depth defenseman if we need to, but since we're running injuries off, there's really no point to do that anyway. Don't like how it changes the overall thingy. Don't like that. Alright, so we already get there. Stanton. Alright, let's look at Ryan Stanton first. So Ryan Stanton still has a high potential to become a top 4 defenseman. He's 26-year-old, definitely has 1 more year to getting better. He's a good defensive category, 85s for pretty much everything. He's a defensive defenseman, decent puck moving and passing skills. He's mainly a physical kind of guy as our top 6 defenseman down there. Our statistics, what did he have last year? Last year he went 10 points in 82 games, a -1, 69 penalty minutes. Not terrible. 10 points. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine, I guess. -1, he was almost pretty much an even player. So, yeah, we could definitely get Stanton back. See how much he wants, though. $2 million for 3 years. Can I offer you a 1-year deal? I'd be more comfortable offering you. Well, who's coming up? Hogboom, Gertzen, Subban. We're definitely going to need to make a trade for a defenseman soon. Definitely is going to need to make a trade for a defenseman soon. So I think we can continue to sign Ryan Stam for a 1-year deal. Actually, no, I'll get him on a 2-year deal. Yeah, because if I want to make a decision, I can trade him this year if I need to. So $2 million, so that would be 1 point, pretty much like 1.8 for Stam for 2 years. For a top 6 guy, that's not terrible. All right, all these other defensemen are unsigned. I think we can leave most of these guys unsigned. Smith, I think I will sign because he's 20. So we'll offer him a contract, 2 years. We'll offer Smith a contract. Everybody else, I think I'll pretty much leave unsigned. Yeah, 7 defensemen, all these guys. We can definitely leave them unsigned. I will sign Smith, though. He's the only guy I will sign. Yes, sir. All right, right wingers now. Okay, right wingers. We have here, we got Condra, Cassian, Archibald, and Mures. All right, so we want to sign Mures. Let's sign Mures for that 2-way deal at 3. Sure. All right, so Garrett Mures, I think is his first name. All right, so Archibald. Let's see, Archibald, you are a bottom 6 defense, possibly bottom 6 defense type player. 2-year deal, 2-way deal, 1 year only, 6.5. There you go. Zach Cassian. Yeah, I definitely need to get Zach Cassian back. He's 85 overall. I think he went up. I think he jumped a little bit. Yeah, I think it was 84. He went up to an 85, so that's not bad. High potential to become a top 6 forward. He's not definitely the type of scorer, but skating is a quick skater, puck moving skills. Yeah, he's just kind of a chippy grinder type player to have on their third line. How did he do last year? Had 20 points, minus 13. A lot of penalty minutes, but you know, he's a chippy player that you need down there on your third or fourth line. I think he'll be a fourth liner of the future, but for right now, he can fill out on the third line. 1 year. Save cap with him. I might make it 2 years for Cassian as well, so 3 and then 2. Yeah, so 3.75 for Cassian. Or I could do 1 year and just save some money. Yeah, what can get? I can get him down to 2.7 for 1 year, or I can get him at 3. You know, I'll just do this for 2 years. That's fair enough. $3 million for 2 years at Cassian. All right, and now Eric Condra. Do we want to get Eric Condra back? Fourth liner. I think I'm going to hold off on Eric Condra for right now because there are players that could possibly get called up, like Jensen, you know, but he's a sniper. It's probably on the left wingers and guys like that, 2-way forwards that might get called up. All right, Amson, he's 20, so I'm going to sign him. We will definitely sign Amson because he's 20 years old. Same thing with Justin Marek. We will sign him as well. Because, like I said, I don't have to worry about my AHL guys, so all these guys will get experience regardless. And you know what, Lundholm, I will... actually, we kind of restricted Lundholm last year, but you know what, let's get him signed this year. All right, let's get Lundholm signed this year. Was it just Keenis was a restricted free agent? Yeah, Keenis was a restricted free agent. We can release him. Okay, that's it for pretty much left wingers, I believe. Everybody else is here. Shinkaruk, yeah, so like I said, Shinkaruk's ready. Maybe Vertinen gets a little bit of a boost. Who knows? Maybe Zalewski gets a Zalewski. Yeah, Zalewski. Zalewski. I don't know. Maybe Zalewski gets a jump or something like that. Maybe he can play up there as well. Who knows? And centers now. All right, let's check out the centers here. We have, I think it's just Gomerich. Yeah, let's sign Gomerich. Gomerich, Brad Richardson, and Linda Vey. All right, Linda Vey definitely needs to get re-signed. Yeah, Linda Vey definitely can probably get on this team next year. I think he was playing on the team last year anyway. But I think... No, he was in the minors, and he jumped up to an 81. Yeah, so Linda Vey, you're playing this year, no doubt. You're still considered a depth forward. So, you know what? 1 year on a 2-way deal, I guess. Yeah, 2-way deal. Get him on a 2-way. There you go, 1 year. Unless he wants a one-way deal, then I'll give it to him. Brad Richardson. Do we want to bring Brad Richardson back? I think we do. Well, we have to see. Condra and Richardson are the two main kind of question marks here. I have to look at my whole entire forward lineup here. All right, let's advance a day because I can't do that. I can't do it on the contract screen, unfortunately, so I have to advance a day throughout here. And then I have to go all the way back in again, which is kind of stupid. It's right there on the optional for re-sign players anyway, so we can see who re-signs and whatnot. And then we can make trades in free agency if we need to. Alright, so Dan Hamhuis rejected. I was clear on how long I was willing to stick with the team, but you've chosen something offered different. Okay, so Eddie Lack's good, Linda Vay's good, Stanton, Cassian, Mures, Archibald, Lundholm, Smith, Amson, Gomer, Schmarek. Okay, so everybody else is pretty much good except for Dan Hamhuis. Did not want that. Did not want, I guess, a lower on his contract deal, which is a little bit weird. Alright, so these guys, you know, we're leaving unsigned. Richardson, Condra, and Hamhuis. Alright, let me look at my forward lineup here first. Forwards. Before I sign those guys, let me see. How much money do we have? 10 mil? Yeah, we're fine. We're going to have a little bit of money left. Okay, so the first line is going to be Alex Galchenyuk, Daniel Sedin, and still looking for that question mark for a top-line right winger. Like I said, we have a lot of young players that could definitely be that player in the future, but we need a top-line winger. And honestly, I think we could make some trades for that top-line winger. We could maybe package together maybe a guy like Marcus Johansson and a prospect for that top winger. I think that could be something that definitely could get done. They'll free up some cap space too. 3.4 mil to sign a guy to get another top winger on this team. A couple of you guys were suggesting, I think, Philippe Forsberg and well, Taylor Hall for like the Sedins, but I definitely don't think that's going to happen. But Philippe Forsberg could definitely be a possibility. I'll have to go check out what he's ranked. But Galchenyuk and Sedin are on the top line for sure. So there's your top two. Question mark on the first spot. You could maybe put Henrik Sedin up there. I still don't know if the two Sedin twins at Galchenyuk will work out. Maybe we can try it this year. Who knows? So if we do that with the two Sedins at Galchenyuk, we'll try to put the Sedins together. Even though splitting them up last year seemed to work, we'll try putting them together again this year and see how that fits out. So we'll put those three guys up there on the top line for right now. Second line, we want Bonino, we want Nyquist, and we want, I guess, if we're gonna trade Johansson, because maybe Cassian's a better fit there, or I maybe want a sniper. Bonino, well, Nyquist is a sniper, right? Or is he a playmaker? He's a sniper, right? Nyquist is a sniper, yeah. So Nyquist, Bonino, and somebody else. We need a sniper up there, whether it be Nicholas Jensen. Probably Nicholas Jensen gets up there. Third line, if we're gonna trade Johansson for something, yeah, we need well. Two-way forward, playmaker, sniper. That fits out fine. That fits out fine. Third line. Gotch, Jensen, and Vay. Or Vay, Jensen, and a winger of some sort. Maybe Shinkaruk. Hunter Shinkaruk, Bo Horvat. I think Horvat's a fourth liner. Same thing with maybe like Brendan Gaunce is a fourth liner. Yeah, I think Horvat will be a fourth liner. As a power forward, yeah, he's got the better defense. I think we can let go of Condra, and he's got good face-offs. I think he's got better face-offs than Brad Richardson does, too. Yes, he does. All right, so Bo Horvat will definitely get put in there. Brad Richardson can go. Thank you for your time here in Vancouver. We will release Brad Richardson, because Horvat can definitely play fourth line time. I have no issues against that. And then, who's the other person left? It's Condra, right? Do we want Eric Condra here? Or is there somebody else that could maybe be a better, like, kind of two-way forward? Let's see. Vay's got very similar stats to him, and he's a better puck mover than Condra is. We did make that trade for Condra, kind of. Maybe I'll sign Condra just for depth, just because in case something doesn't go right and we need, like, a two-way forward to put in there instead of, like, a couple playmakers. If we're letting up too many goals. Yeah, I'll sign Condra just for, like, some depth. And he wants a two-way contract anyway, so you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. He wants a two-way deal. That's perfectly fine with me. Yeah, 1 year deal on 0.850. He wants a two-way, so that's fine by me. All right, hopefully he accepts that, and then we'll plan out everything else along the way there. And then we just need Ham Hughes back. Yep, Dan Ham Hughes again. All right, so offer contract. He wants a 4-year deal. Okay, he lowered his money a little bit, which is nice. 3. Oh, actually no, he wants 4 years at 4.9. Yeah, that's what we have to give him. All right, so 6 mil, so 4.3. 4.3 on the dot for Ham Hughes. So I have to give him that extra year. I'll take him until he's 37. All right, so I think that pretty much about does it for here. We got those guys unsigned. Got all these guys as our prospect defensemen. So let's see: Ham Hughes, Fowler, Edler, Spiza, Tanev, and Stanton. Yep, there's our top 6. It's not a bad top 6. Like, Stanton's a good, like, top 6 defenseman there. Like, it's a really good defensive core, honestly. We're missing that top 2, to be perfectly honest. We're missing a top 2. Like, definitely we could package together maybe Spiza or Tanev together and somebody to get a top 2 defenseman. Maybe you package together Johansson. Maybe Spiza and or Tanev and Johansson for a top 2 defenseman. That's a possibility that I definitely would be interested in doing. That's something I definitely will be interested in doing. If I had to trade one of these two, who would I trade? Lucas Spiza or Christopher Tanev? Which one of these guys would I trade? Alright, so let's compare the puck skills. Let's see. Spiza's a better deker. Tanev's a better passer. Well, actually, Spiza's a bit more balanced than Tanev is. Yeah, Spiza's a little bit more balanced in the puck skills. Alright, shooting. Tanev takes the better shot by far. He's a defensive defenseman. He's got a better shot than frickin' Spiza, who's a 2-way. Skating, Tanev has him in skating. Senses, Tanev definitely has him in senses. Yeah. Well, just because of that discipline. Discipline helps. Defensively, Tanev's better than him. And physically, Spiza's a little bit better. Well, yeah, Spiza's a little bit better than him physically. But if I had to choose one of these two defensemen to keep and get rid of, I definitely would keep Christopher Tanev over Lucas Spiza. So if I wanted to make a trade for, like, say, a top 2 defenseman to play alongside a Dan Ham Hughes, that way Fowler can play the top 6 or top 4 with Edler, and then Spiza and Tanev on the bottom 6. Well, no, Tanev and Stanton. No, wait a minute, who is it? It's Ham Hughes, Fowler, Edler, Tanev. No. Top 2 defensemen, Ham Hughes, and then Fowler and Edler, Tanev and Stanton. Well, Tanev will kind of get downgraded to a top 6. But you know what? I'm kind of fine with that. I'd rather get a top 2 guy, like a young top 2 guy, than a top 6. Or maybe like a young top 6. I don't know. Maybe like a young top 6 defenseman could work out. A young top 6 defenseman that could maybe blossom into a top 2. I don't know. But that's a possibility there. Spiza could get traded. So he's definitely a tradable asset right now. We already sent that out to Ham Hughes. I think that's it. No other goaltenders. Bowman we're going to leave unsigned. Good. All right, let's advance the day. Let's see if everybody accepts their contract here. And I'll get some suggestions from you guys anyway. But the things that are staying, the Sedins are not getting traded. They're going to retire here in Vancouver. And, yeah, it's just going to be all about the jumps and then where people play. Because, like I said, we were able to sign. Okay, so Condra accepted that 2-way deal, so that's perfect for him. And Dan Ham Hughes accepted as well. All right, so we are pretty much done. Let's go to the calendar here. Let us simulate to free agency here. Like I said, we'll leave those guys unsigned. They will play in the juniors, and everybody else will get time in the AHL, which is good. And I don't have to worry about where people play in the AHL, which is perfectly fine by me. Let the computers handle that. And let us start free agency. All right, so we can get out of here and let the free agency begin. All right, so how much cap do we have available? So if there's any studs out there, would not be against it. Because last year we got a really good steal for Alex Galchenyuk. But this year I definitely think it won't be as crazy as last year. I think teams will hopefully get themselves situated here. We have $7 million for the cap space. There's not really any team, like big names. They're restricted free agents. No big restricted free agents, that's all. Okay, so it's going to be a it's going to be a minor year for free agents that are available here. So hopefully this sorts it out. All right, so the big names here, Kyle Quincy. I don't think anybody will take Kyle Quincy. Chimera, Versteeg. So a lot of depth players for both offense and defense. There are some top 6 guys here like Pollock, Butler, Smith. Is that Ben Smith? No. Maybe it is. No, that's not Ben Smith. That's yeah, it is Ben Smith. He's 27 already. Well, Dale Weiss, Jack Skilly, Diaz, Martin, Matt Martin, Yep, Prosser. Yeah, so it's a lot of depth players this year. It seems for offensively minded guys. So let's see. If I wanted to go to, whoops, I didn't want to put it under affordable. Oh man, free agency a bit laggy so far. All right, so all players here. And then I want to scout it by forwards. Let's see. So we don't really need much depth. I think we can just be perfectly fine with signing rookies. Yeah, we don't need to sign any of these guys. We can just sign some rookies here. All right, so let's take the age up here a bit. All right, so the rookies here, and we can look for the potential guys. Well, actually, you know what? It's better to sort by potential first, and then the age. We could look on the side. Top that out. Maybe I'll take like one. We already have a lot of prospects, so I'll take one forward, one defenseman, and maybe another goaltender along. Well, I don't want a goaltender, so maybe like one forward and maybe like 2 defensemen, because I need defensemen more than I do anything. All right, so what do we got here? Top 9 forwards. Yeah, that's probably the best we're gonna do is a top 9 forward. So we could take Turcotte or Eason. We could take Yannick Turcotte, who is Turcotte, who is a left wing 2-way forward, or we could take a center in this guy, who is Scott Eisner, who's a center playmaker, top 9. Let's take the 2-way forward. Sure, 3 years for this guy, 71 overall. All right, let's send him out 1, which is good. Top 9 forward. No other top 6 like potential forwards here, which is fine. All right, let's go to defenseman now. If we can pick up 2 defensemen, that'd be great. All right, yeah, there's some top 6 rookies in here as well. Definitely some top 6 rookies in there. A lot of really good players, actually. Quincy, yeah, Davies. All right, so let's go for this guy, who's 20 years old, depth defenseman, Jordan Steenbergen. Defensive defenseman, 72 overall, 20 years old, top 6 potential defenseman as a defensive guy. Yeah, let's pick up this guy. Is that Jake Vertan? No, it's a different Vertan. Yep, so 6 mil for this guy, Steenbergen. And then he's 24. We can cut off on him. Rafael Mayo is available. Same thing with Rowe-up here. Harrison Rowe-up, an enforcer defenseman. That could be something interesting to pick up. Physical categories through the roof already. No discipline whatsoever. I might just grab him up for kicks and giggles. Nah, I'll skip on him. Lewington, maybe this guy, Lewington. Tyler Lewington. Low potential, though. How about this guy, Clouston. Connor Clouston, another defensive defenseman. Teams really don't seem to be fond of picking up defensive defensemen. I see a lot of these guys drop to free agency. Keith McChesney, 2-way defenseman, medium potential for a top 6. You know what? We already got Steenberger, and he's medium potential. Is there anybody with like really high potential? Rafael Mayo. Lewington was low. Sanguinet we're going to skip on. Bell. Who's this Bell guy? Tyler Bell. Medium potential again. Hillis. Hillis is a medium potential defensive defenseman. Yeah, see guys, these teams drop defensive defensemen like it's nobody's business. Atwall. Arvin Atwall. Gabranson. Gabranson looks pretty good. 72 overall. Yep, Alex Gabranson. Defensive defenseman. What do I tell you? Nicholson. Defensive defenseman. Vanner is the last option here. 2-way defenseman. All right, so let's just pick up. Let's pick up that 2-way. I think who was up here. Who was that 2-way defenseman? Was it Clouston? Clouston was the defensive guy, right? Yeah. I think it was. Who was it? It wasn't Mayo. It was McChesney, wasn't it? Yeah, Keith McChesney. Let's pick this guy up. Alright, so 2-way here, 3 years. Yep. Keith McChesney. There you go. You're on the team. And then goaltenders. Let me just see what goaltenders are available right now. James Reimer is available. Cam Talbot, McCollum, Antti Ranta. Is there any like potential guys that are up there? Let me see. Potentials, like I said, it's just this guy who is Mason McDonald, meaning potential to become an NHL star, 20 years old. But we already have enough goaltenders in our system. Let somebody else pick them up. And even these guys are good too, like Max Shields, Samora, Tuukka Samora, Charlie Graham. Like I said, a lot of these guys are NHL starter potential guys. Even this guy, Fatinos. Yeah, other people can pick those guys up. Keith Kincaid's up there as well. But we can let those guys go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're pretty much done free agency. There's nothing for us to really pick up. There's nothing for us to do. Let's go simulate all the way to the beginning of the season before it starts. That way we can see the jumps of our players, and then we can help. Then I could get suggestions from you guys as well about what we should do for next year. Alright, so August, September. Alright, so like I said, this is going to take a little bit of simulating to get through here, so I will skip ahead for you guys, save you some trouble. Whoops, I forgot to see if these guys were gonna sign or not. So McChesney accepted. Roster's full. Okay. Steinberger accepted. Okay, so we didn't get the forward, but we got the 2 defensemen, and honestly, I'm glad that happened instead of getting the forward. So we don't need the forward. We have plenty of forward prospects. We're fine. Just sign those 2 guys just in case. Okay, so yeah, once again, this is simulating. It's going to take a long time to get through. Lundholm and Fox for Alexander Burrows. No, thank you. We're going to decline that. And once again, I'm going to skip ahead to the beginning of the season. We'll wait for the player jumps, and we'll see what happens. All right, so I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, so the simulating is done. We're about a little bit of ways to go before we start our season off against the Edmonton Oilers on a Saturday. But now all of our things are updated here, and then we can now check out our team, manage our rosters, and actually, you know what? I don't know if this happens in this game or not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save my file. I'm going to overwrite my current file, go back out, and come back in again, because sometimes the potentials maybe change again, even though it doesn't. Actually, no, I'm just going to save that just in case. I don't think it does it because it doesn't show player roles. Maybe it does. I don't know. I don't know. All right, so what I'm going to do is let's go to contracts. Where's contracts? Contracts. Let's check out everybody's player role here. All right, so let's view contracts. Let's go to list all contracts, and we'll check out everybody's overall, shall we? All right, so let's start with the goaltenders in the main roster. All right, so we have Eddie Lack and Ryan Miller. Yeah, Ryan Miller definitely is dropping. He's now considered an NHL backup. Is he still considered a starter? He's still considered a starting goaltender. Same thing with Eddie Lack as a backup. So 86 and 84. So Ryan Miller dropped 2 overalls. He's definitely starting to drop now at 36 years old. Yeah, definitely. This is the year to trade Ryan Miller. Most definitely. This is the year to trade Ryan Miller. With him dropping like that, and Eddie Lack will definitely be able to take over next year. Even with the backup, he'll still get backup time, but Ryan Miller definitely needs to get traded this year. He's going to be dropping like that, definitely. $6 million, so that'll be a lot of cap room to relieve ourselves from too, so that'll be good to possibly get him traded. Alright, so that's for the goaltenders in the main roster. In the system, we got Auger and Polvika, 77 and 76. So they went up again just a little bit. They went up a little bit, which is good. They're taking their sweet old time. It's both my 22-year-old stud goaltenders of the future. Remember, we still have Auger and or Polvika as a tradable asset whenever we so wish. Like I said, if there needs to be a trade to get through, one of them can go. Like I said, one of them trade bait, one of them we're keeping. Moreover, I want to keep Polvika because of that elite potential, even though Auger has a high potential to become an NHL starter, and he does have the higher overall right now. Polvika definitely still looks like he could be the better goaltender. He's got the better reflexes and athletic category right now. Well, actually, no, they're both 4.5 stars, and yeah, they both kind of have the same star potential right now. But for right now, we know what the plan for one of those guys is, and we know what the plan is for the other. All right, so here's our defenseman now. All right, we got Cam Fowler at an 86. Dan Hamhuis went down to an 86. Edler at an 85. Tanev at an 85. Spiza at an 83. And Stanton at an 81. So, Spiza dropped. All right, so Lucas Spiza dropped. Lucas Spiza is trade bait. Most definitely. Lucas Spiza is definite trade bait. Tanev is an 85. He can definitely get up there. Stanton didn't jump. Unfortunately, he did not jump, so he's kind of stuck as a top 6 defenseman, which is fine by me. It's 81 overall, unless somebody young really makes their way up on the team. But Edler dropped a little bit too. Edler dropped, I think, to an 85 as well. So a lot of mid-80s defensemen, which is good, but we need that stud defenseman. We need that stud defenseman on this team. And I think a trade definitely is looming for possibly a good defenseman there. So there's the main roster, guys. In the system, I don't think we have anybody ready as of yet. No, nobody's ready yet in the defensive core at all. We're wells away from getting better. Like I said, a bunch of those guys we signed to didn't really turn out too well. McChesney's a 7 defenseman. Steinberger is a 7 defenseman. Even though their potential said it, they lied yet again. Gertson and Hogboom. We're waiting on these 2 guys. They're the next 2 guys closest to being NHL ready. So we'll have to wait and see about those guys. But getting a prospect defenseman too might not be a bad idea. So there's that. Right wingers. We have Zach Cassian, who's still at 85. Marcus Johansson still at 84. That's good for those 2 guys, both 25 years old. Right wingers here we have Condra, like I said, he's down here in the minors, 81 overall. Jensen's 81, he definitely can get called up. Archibald, Mures, Kavanaugh, and Walker, all those guys are prospects. But Jensen can definitely, once again, play up there on the top team. He's still considered a depth forward. Maybe if I go out and then it'll change, but he's still considered a depth forward, weirdly enough. What's his shooting category like? He's got a hard shot, that's about it. Alright, well, that's that for there. Left wingers. We have Daniel Sedin, who is at an 86. I think he's dropping now too. So yeah, he's still continuing to drop. Gustav Nyquist, who's at 85. Jake Virtanen is a 79. He's up here for some odd reason. Minor league scoring forward. He'll get sent down. Left wingers there. All right, that's their main roster. In the system, we have Hunter Shinkruk is an 82. Okay, so Hunter Shinkruk can play this year. He's a third liner. We're going to play him on that third line as a sniper role. Definitely. He's got a better shot than Jensen, too. So, Hunter Shinkruk plays over Nicholas Jensen, for sure. Third liner, maybe some power play time as well. Hunter Shinkruk can definitely play. Yeah, he's definitely going to play. No doubt in my mind he's playing. Zawiski, yeah, he's not ready. None of those guys are ready other than Hunter Shinkruk. So, he's the only one that's ready right now. And he'll definitely play. All right, Virtanen will get sent back down. Hunter Shinkruk will play. And then centers, we have Alexei Alchenyuk at 89. Sedin's at 86. Benino's at 85. Gotch is at 82. Bo Horvat jumped up to an 82. So, yeah, Bo Horvat can play as well. Third line, well, we expected him to play anyway because we got rid of Richardson. So, Gotch could still maybe take over as a third, a fourth. You know what? I think I would move Gotch to the fourth line and move Horvat up to the third to play. Yeah, I would rather give Horvat the time who's younger and give him with his potential. Let him play the third line with Shinkruk. I think that'll be working out pretty good. Let Gotch play the fourth line. Even Brendan Gaunce is ready. Is he? Well, he's considered a depth forward. And he's 81. Defensively, he's solid. You know what? If he's considered a depth forward, maybe I give Brendan Gaunce another year in the minors. Puck moving skills. Yeah, his puck moving skills aren't good enough. Honestly, he's got a nice hard shot, and his defense is okay, but I think I would rather give Brendan Gaunce another year in the minors. Same thing with Jared McCann. He's not ready just yet. None of those my kind of two-way forwards with McCann and Gaunce are ready yet. Just yet for them. They can go back down. Oh, man, look at Lyndon Vey. Lyndon Vey jumped up to an 84. Okay, yeah, he plays. Definitely Lyndon Vey plays. I think there's my third line right there. I think Hunter Shinkruk, Lyndon Vey, and Bo Horvat. I think that's my kind of youth of my third line right there. Yeah, you know what? That's good. Lyndon Vey's got some good puck moving skills too. He's quick. Defensively, he's still pretty solid. He's got nice faceoffs. I think Horvat might have better faceoffs actually. Hold on. Dane Fox, yeah, those guys aren't ready yet either. Let me go main roster again. Who has better faceoffs? Does Horvat have it? Yeah, Horvat has better faceoffs, so we can put Lyndon Vey on the wing, let Horvat take the faceoffs. That'll be good. And that'll be good for my third line. And yeah, all forwards. Yeah, all right, so that's what the team looks like a little bit here. As you guys can see, the Sedins are definitely dropping off, which is high. It's noticeable. I think Nyquist capped off as well. So there definitely are some trades to be made. All right, so let me go to roster moves before we end this episode. It's another long GM mode, but stuff needed to get done. All right, so let's go to moving players around here. Let's go to manage our rosters. Let's go to roster moves here. All right, so let's go to the goaltenders first. I think both the goaltenders are up here. Miller and Lack. Yep. And Auger and Polvika. Good. All right. Defense, we have Tanev, Fowler, Edler, Ham, Uspiza, Stanton. Good. And in the system, all these guys, yep, are good to go. Okay. All forwards now. Yeah, we need right wingers. All right, so Johansson, Cassian, stay. Good. In the system, we want... Let's call up Jensen for now. Yeah, let's call up Jensen for now. And I'll call up Condra for right now as well. No waivers for Condra. Okay. Left wingers here. Jake Virtanen can get called down. No waivers. Yeah, Jake Virtanen's not going to play. We know that. Nyquist and Sedin. Let's see. Shinkruk, you're getting called up. Okay, Virtanen's good there. And then left wingers. Centers now. Gaunts. We're going to throw Gaunts down to the minors. Jared McCann's going to get called down to the minors. And then Lyndon Vey gets called up. And then I think we are good to go. A lot of centers. We have 6 centers on our team right now. But a lot of them will be playing some different positions. Okay, so there's the roles that they are supposed to play at too. Looks like Galchenyuk's a first liner. Yeah, the Sedins got regulated to second liners, or at least Henrik did. What about Daniel? Daniel is a second liner too. Crap. Okay, so maybe we do trade the Sedins. Maybe we do trade the Sedins right now for a first liner. Maybe I might retract that statement. I might retract my earlier statement of having the Sedins retire in Vancouver. I think we trade them. They're both second liners. We need some first liners on this team so that the guys on the second line get second line time. Yeah, I think it's time we trade the Sedins away. Get some first liners in here. Okay, so if we want to plan out this team right now, let me see how many guys we have up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have an extra forward. Let's throw Jensen down because he has to be waivers. Condra waivers. Do we want a chance at Condra being picked up by waivers by somebody? You know what? He really wasn't counting towards anything. I'd rather keep Jensen up here instead of Condra. To be perfectly honest, yeah, let's send Condra back to. Now let's keep him up here. Keep him up here. We don't want to mess with any of that stuff up there. All right, so if I had to edit these lines up a bit, I'm gonna scratch the 2 Sedins for right now. So let me scratch Henrik. How can I do that? Options. Scratch Sedin and scratch Daniel. Alright, so if I want to scratch both of those guys, Galchenyuk's up here. Benino, you're right there. Nyquist, you're over here. Johansson, you're right there. Horvat, you're right here. Actually, Cassian, where's Cassian gonna play? Shinkruk, you're over here. Lyndon Vey, you're right here. Jensen, I guess, can go down there. Condra's technically a center. Actually, no, he's not. He's a right winger. Condra's a right winger. And is there somebody we're missing? Well, the 2 Sedins, that's right. Because if one of the Sedins is in here, if Daniel or Henrik is in there, then Well, maybe we can trade Marcus Johansson and let Daniel Sedin stay. That way we have Bonino with Nyquist, Bonino and Nyquist and Sedin, and trade Johansson away. Where's Cassian going to play, though? Cassian's an odd man out, to be perfectly honest. Cassian's a weird player right here, because I want Shinkirk to play third line. I want Horvat to play third line. Lyndon Vey, I want him to kind of play third line as well, because he's technically a third liner. He's a third line scoring line forward. I want him to play third line as well. I like that third line. The third line is not going to get touched. Shinkirk, Horvat, and Vey, they stay. Maybe move Cassian down here. I don't know. You guys will have to help me figure out what forward lineup is going to be set up here, because I have the two Sedins scratched right now because maybe they possibly trade bait. Maybe we keep one. Maybe we trade one. But Johansson and Cassian, these two guys are kind of odd man out as well. So you guys will have to make some decisions on what we do with that. I mean, Cassian obviously can easily go down to the fourth line, but that's where kind of Richardson kind of fell through right there, because we need a center. You know, isn't Gauntz a center? I think Gauntz is a center. Maybe Gauntz can play. Let me see. Let me just go to best lines here. Defense, I think, is set. Fowler, Hamhuis, Edler, Tanev, Spiza, and Stanton. Like I said, Spiza could maybe get traded too. And then, obviously, goaltending is Ryan Miller and Eddie Lack. All right, so there's that. I want to check on roster moves for a minute. I want to see, is Brendan Gauntz a center? In the system, Brendan Gauntz is a center, and he has 83 for faceoffs. So even though he's a depth forward, he probably could play NHL time on the fourth line, since we need a fourth line center. Yeah, maybe we could go Gauntz, Condra, and Jensen or something like that, or Gauntz, Condra, and Cassian, something along those lines. I don't know. I think Jensen is still considered a depth forward too, but he has to go through waivers to get down there to the minors as well. And I'd rather not a player pick up Jensen, but I can maybe play Brendan Gauntz on my fourth line, because he's got good defensive category. He's got the good face-offs. Yeah, we maybe could do that. But let me know what you guys think. You guys will definitely be the determining factors along this. So there's what the team setup kind of looks like. We have plenty of time here before things happen here in Vancouver. Lots of trades can definitely be made. The Sedins can be on their way out. They could be staying. A couple of defensemen could be staying out and staying. I need a lot of help from you guys for next episode on how we should set up this team. I think it's going to be a little bit till we start year 3, but yeah, I need some help from you guys. So leave your suggestions in the comments section down below, and I'll see you guys for the next GM mode next time, guys.